If it not be PDP, we no go vote any other party. We no go vote for whatever you go. If I swear they we go prosper. Allah go down, we know they go back. I swear you go down low for governor.
For integrity, competence, and accountability, vote the man we sabi, Dr. Aswelime Ighodalo, as governor for Edo State. He is the prudent leader Edo people desire now. Forward ever, backward never. Signed by the concerned Edo indigenes in.
Hey, flying in, oh, we are live now with our ever loving brother, the indefatigable loving brother. We not agree for anybody, Mr. Ugbe. Thank you. I'm adding you to the stage.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank
you. You always give us your undiluted time. Thank you.
You are blessed.
Hey, my viewers, you are welcome to today's broadcast. We are still on the election matter. Now they ought for grant, so we know if you forget our state like this. So today we want to bring to you, my guest now, my regular customer. The aftermath menu, but want to touch on some areas today on the aftermath of a rigged election with them turn the head upside down. Now today, now we go know how everything, now we go know how they waka. So thank you, Mr. Ugbe. Please open the floor. Before we really get into the nitty-gritty, and this one is part of the nitty-gritty anyway. We're talking about Apostle Uyinosa. I know that everybody knows him, Apostle Uyinosa. He has been kidnapped, and this is what worries us so badly now. We don't know his whereabouts, and we've not heard anything about him from him. So this Gestapo style is still going on, and we are worried. Mr. Ugbe, take me on this, please.
Quickly. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. And let me appreciate.
Thank you, sir, for your undiluted time. Thank you.
Let me appreciate you for what you are doing for our community. It is great. And
Baba Salmo Agbon, thank you. You're here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's great that what you are doing for us in our community. It gives us the opportunity to brainstorm and come together to air our opinion, how we think about our people. And we are not being paid for it. And actually, it's not about paying someone. It is about where your conscience is. On the issue of Pastor Uyinosa. Some time ago, I think that was my first appearance in your program. I spoke about brigandage. Brigandage is of two versions. One from our law enforcement institutions, and the other one is from our brothers and sisters who are also in our community. But in the case of Apostle Uyinosa, I do strongly believe that I strongly believe, I don't have any proof, but I do believe that if we have seen a lot of PDP supporters who have been arrested and taken out of their jurisdiction, so he may also probably have ended up in Abuja. See, I'm not a lawyer, but there are some certain things that are basic in anything that you do. When it comes to law, jurisdiction is so important. You cannot, if there is a crime that happened, something happened, not just a crime, someone is filing a lawsuit in Nigeria, and the person alleges that that whatever transaction took place in Canada. I don't think there's any Nigerian court that has the jurisdiction to entertain such hearing.
Okay.
So if Apostle Uyinosa is from Edo State, like other PDP supporters, what they've done to them, when they are arrested, they are taken to Abuja. What happens to our courts in Edo State? Because when these people are so when this I mean, we are gradually descending into the abyss of politicking in Nigeria. You don't expect someone that is arrested for anything in Maiduguri to be taken to Benin City and held hostage. So that's not how elementary law works. So Uyinosa nowhere to be found today. Nobody has heard anything about him, and I'm very. I think that if you look at the presidents, the activities of our law enforcement agents, we saw one that was arrested in a Gestapo style in broad daylight, and eventually he was able to resist that arrest. If that gentleman was taken away, I think by today we'll be wondering, where is he? So most likely, in the case of Apostle Uyinosa, no one actually came out there to say, "Oh, this is what is happening. This man is being taken away. This is the vehicle number and all that." So I will not be surprised that at the end of the day, that it is the law enforcement agent that may have taken him because he has been really vocal. And that takes me to another part of campaigning.
Yes.
Enlightenment is very important, because if, for example, if you have APC, PDP, and all that, when you are campaigning, go out there and tell the truth. All the videos, the few ones that I have watched that was done by Fred Uyinosa, and these things are real. Some of us who are Edo people, we have seen. There is one particular one that I have been cringing over for a very long period of time.
Which one is that, sir?
Yeah, the School of Nursing at Edo State School of Nursing at Limit Road, Benin City. Because at the time I had someone that was very close to me who wanted to go to school in the era of Oshomole. We went there and we were told that the school has been closed down for some reasons. You know, politicians will always
School of Nursing closed down.
Exactly. So
okay,
today,
how do we get nurses? How do we train nurses?
Exactly. So today you find out that School of Nursing is back alive.
It's back alive and is running.
Yeah. If Apostle Uyinosa came up with an idea, I mean, there's a program about schools in Edo South, for example, School of Agriculture, Igor Ariaki, that was moribund. College of Education, Kiadolo, moribund. Usain Polytechnic, moribund. Those State School of Nursing, Benin City, moribund. There's another one on Dumais Road. That's a School of Health. That's a School of Health.
He's been very thorough, going everywhere.
I do expect that if what this man is saying is not right, do a counter accusation. Come up and say, take your camera, go over there and say, oh, this man in his video, he said XYZ. Therefore, look at the true situation. But if we don't have those counter accusations or counter programs that are saying, oh, you know, so like, why go out there and arrest him? So there's a lot of things out there. We all know that it is true. When they say this is being done, this is being done, this is being done, these things are true. So we are condescending into a new era in politicking in Nigeria, where they want to silence voices of reason. They want to silence the truth. They said there is no amount of lies that can silence the truth. The truth remains. It's constant. It's lies that is swinging like a pendulum. So that of Apostle Uyinosa, if those people who are interested in, we saw our police, our institutions are becoming an organ of our institutions are becoming organ of government that we don't repose confidence in them anymore. No, we don't repose confidence in them anymore. We saw the Inspector General of Police. He came on air and said, "Oh, we were arresting these people because we thought, they have the opinion that these people they committed crime." And all these people that they listed, according to the governor, they were all PDP agents. So what about the people that we saw on TV? So those people, even if they are not an accomplice, they are still part. They were in the scene. So go out there, tell the police what you saw. That will help in their investigation. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother. This is Apostle Uyinosa, just to cut you a little short there. Walao, this is him. He's been kidnapped. We don't know his whereabouts. He's very dear to us in Edo State. The whole of Edo State is very dear to us. The one projecting the governor's work, all his work that was in the corner that nobody knew about. This guy made me, he opened our eyes to see the massive developmental strides that the governor is, doing on ground. We didn't know. This guy, it takes his time, his resources and everything. He does good work. So I don't know why they will arrest him for saying the truth. So this is him. We just want you all to know. If you don't know Apostle Uyinosa, I think maybe very few Beninese or few Edos don't know him. But if you don't, this is him. We're praying for his safety. We don't know where he is. We don't know his whereabouts. Thank you, brother. And I hope that we hear from him soon, because our courts have gone, our police, our law and enforcement agencies, they've gone bizarre. The man, they understand. Thank you for my viewers. Thank you, viewers. And if you are here, please leave me comments. Leave me your thoughts, and we'll talk about it too. I do pick up comments from the comment section, and we do talk about it. We, debate on your comments or your thoughts. We want to also hear from you, even if you're watching. Please share the program, like the video, and share to your friends. Thank you. Sonny, I see you. Baba Osamo, I see you. Omo. Thank you for coming. Please share the program. So we are moving on quickly. I want to show you a video, and then we go on and talk about it, sir. Are you ready? Okay, so number one, I don't know. I have so many videos here, so we're going to be cutting this very, very short.
Okay.
Because of, what is going on right now. This one, I think I should show this one first. I
only want to say, beyond what is in the in our statement, that the CDD also has issued a statement with a number of other election observation groups about some aspects of the elections, particularly relating to the collation of the results. I will not say much about that in our report, because that is part of a general report that has been we've given out with the broader network of observer groups from Nigeria that covered the off-cycle elections in Edo State. I'm sure INEC will do that, will review that to make sure that there are no breaches of the law. And I think it will be presumptive for us to make any categorical statement about that now. Since the results are not before us, these are from our observers. So I think, but it is important that we've highlighted these problems. The question of overvoting and the question of the difference between what was uploaded and what was declared. I think moving forward, within that 7-day window, that all those who have information should submit them to INEC, and you make it public also. So I think this is an opportunity for Nigerians to take an active part, because I think there are questions, definitely questions, about the discrepancy between what was uploaded and what was finally
Okay, for the sake of time too, we gotta move on. You remember me, you and I, we discussed about this 7-day window, Mr. Ogbe.
Yes.
Yes. So if you can just touch on that in 1 minute, then we move to the other video. There are so many videos.
Okay. All right. First of all, our electoral laws, they are supposed to guide our electoral jurisprudence. Without the electoral laws, then there will be no elections. So when I also listened to, apart from this video you just played, I listened to the Attorney General of Edo State. When I listened to him, he also made mention of this 7 days window. So again, elections, let's start from the beginning.
Can I interject quickly and then you move on?
Okay,
so my take here, okay, now when candidates, agents, polling agents like PDP agents, APC, so they'll be counting at the collation center. They say, oh, APC 5, PDP 4. Do you have any varying results? Oh, well, yes, we do. Why do they continue? I want to know.
Okay. Again, it boils back down to state capture. You asked me, you asked a question some time ago in one of your programs. You were saying that why is Onoha, Mr. the Rec,
whatever,
Onoha, Onumbu, and I was like, why was it that angry? I said the searchlight has been beamed on him. So because that searchlight was beamed on him, so now he got angry. It was like, okay, fine, I won't have the opportunity to do what I intend to do. But again, they went to him. There was a lot of impunity, which was at work. It's like, okay, fine. So okay, so in look at our electoral laws. First of all, let's start from the polling unit. From the unit, you have the from EC8A. That is the basis of our electoral laws. That's where election starts from. The people go out there and from EC8A will tell you the number of accredited voters. From EC8A will tell you the numbers of registered voters. Will tell you the number of accredited voters. Then from EC8A will go further to explain to you the number of votes that was garnered by any of these political parties. So from EC8A is signed by the agents, the polling agents, by
the polling agents.
Those political parties.
Agents,
Then it leaves the polling unit. It goes to the ward. When it gets to the ward, then they collate. Then that collation result is sent to the local government headquarters. From the local government headquarters, then when it gets to the state, all those returning officers, all they need to do is that they just go out there and tabulate. That's how it is done. So when you look at the reason why CSOs like Yaga Africa, why they are angry, because they have never issued this kind of damning statement in the past that INEC should be unbundled and trying to go back to the
old system.
Justice Ways. Because remember, the Justice Ways Commission came after Yar'Adua said that the election that brought him to power was flawed. Then there was a commission headed by Justice Ways. This man was also in that panel. Reverend Kuka was also in that. So they came up with ideas of, okay, fine. If our electoral laws are flawed, how do we tighten it up? So that from EC8A, that's how it's supposed to be. But in the case of this last Saturday's election, what we saw was that collation was, from EC8A was taken to the wards. From the wards, they moved it, they bypassed the local government. Eventually, it went to the INEC headquarters. Well, INEC headquarters, they didn't allow some political party agents to be.
They did not allow PDP. We saw the video.
So, PDP, they were not allowed. And
an LP.
That result should be declared invalid or inconclusive. because they did not follow the procedure. Remember, I started by saying that our electoral laws, they are supposed to guide our electoral jurisprudence. You have to follow step 1, step 2, step 3. It cannot be like one election that we all know, I don't want to mention, where they say 80, 120, 300.
The counting.
Yeah, so it has to be one after the other. You remember in Adamawa State, it was not the returning officer in 2023 in Adamawa State. It was not the returning officer that was allowed to declare the result.
Mm-hmm.
And they say go to court. Eventually, INEC came back to revert itself and say no. If you are not the returning officer, you cannot declare the results. Eventually, okay. I mean, it happened. We all saw it on the TV.
Okay.
So if you look at this, INEC still. I mean, the election was conducted about 7 days ago. The results came out somewhere. So I still think that INEC, if they want to right the wrong, they want to rewrite the wrong, what they should do is go out there, because there were so many electoral malfeasance. Procedures were abandoned for impunity. Procedures were abandoned for impunity.
Exactly.
So the Form EC8A that is available out there to Yaga Africa and all other electoral observers is saying that the Form EC, the results, the total coalition of results of Form EC8A.
I'm showing you one right now.
Yes.
Where we have accredited voters for 213, APC 352.
Yes. So they were overvoting, and according to electoral law, in areas where they are overvoting, that result or it should be declared inconclusive. Yeah, it should be it's inconclusive. So you cannot take those results and upload them into the IREV. So according to Yaga Africa and some other CSO, they have observed overvoting in so many polling units. Then secondly, they have also seen that the from EC8A that were sent to the IREV, the figures does not match
with
what was eventually declared.
Okay, I just showed you one of them.
Yeah. So the results of the ones that, I mean, all this from EC8A, when you put all of them, collate all of them together, they don't match the figures that was declared.
Okay.
So the question here is, where did APC? Oh, sorry, not APC. Where did INEC
get their numbers?
Election results comes from the polling unit. When people don't show up, so you don't have votes to declare. So these votes that came out via from EC8A does not tally with the one that is on IREV, and it does not tally with the one that was announced.
Okay.
So the question here, the recurring decimal in all our elections in recent time, in contemporary times, is INEC, maybe police. INEC, police, INEC. So INEC, they really need to, they have a lot of explanations to do. Because we cannot accept this idea of grab it,
snatch
and run away with it. Snatch it and run away with it. No.
Bro, every time there's an election, there's always this, the observers will come and say, moving on, moving forward. Then I move forward. When the one on ground have not been set, hasn't been settled, you are moving forward. Moving forward, INEC should. And INEC will go on again and do another one. And then the observers will say, moving forward, INEC should. It's a recurring decimal. They will go again and do another one, another malfeasance. INEC will say, the observers will say, moving forward. Why is that a recurring decimal and INEC never move forward? They are stuck with the corrupt practices. It's not because a word in me, like, something like what I said, recurring decimal every time moving forward. There's nothing to move forward about when this one is flawed.
Yeah, again, there are two reasons that I will advance for that. Number one, like I said, our electoral laws are supposed to guide our electoral jurisprudence. And in this your program, I mentioned some time ago that rigging of election is mutating in our society.
Every time.
I used coronavirus as an example. We had the first strain, it mutated. We had another strain. So that's exactly what INEC is doing here. So what if you listen to Ganduje, the APC chairman, he said what they did in Edo, they are going to replicate it in Ondo and Anambra.
State capture.
So that is an abracadabra that worked. Then they want to replicate it in other jurisdictions within our country.
Okay. That's
one of the reasons why, and the other, the area of electoral law that guides our electoral jurisprudence, the Ways report, one of the recommendations is that the president should not appoint INEC chairman.
There should be electoral reform.
So that's part of that's something that is in the electoral reform, that the INEC chairman should not be an interested party. Because if you have a political party, be it a PDP, AC, or whatever, and that's in power, they appoint an electoral umpire. How? Let me go back home and take this thing home to a way people will understand it. Supposing we have a team in Edo State that I so much love, is a Bender Insurance. You know, I've always been a fan of Bender Insurance. So if you have Bender Insurance playing Rangers of Enugu, maybe in Challenge Cup finals at maybe any of the stadium in Nigeria, and you have an Edo man that is called to come and officiate, how do you think Enugu Rangers people will feel?
It's going to be emotional for him.
Exactly. So alternatively, if Bender Insurance is playing Enugu Rangers and we have someone from Imo State or Anambra State also coming to be the official. So there's a lot of, if I were to be that umpire, I would say I recuse myself. So
Nigeria, do they use that word, recuse?
So when you now see that our electoral laws
I was not supposed to be part of this election. Where you are Wike's brother.
Yes. So everyone know, not just only Wike's brother, he is a politician and he was part
and he's partisan.
Yeah, so he's partisan. So when we have, so it's like he who plays the piper dictates the tune.
Exactly.
So whoever pays these people, they dictate the tune.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons. And this is part of the reason why we are beginning to have more and more voter apathy. A lot of people are not interested in voting anymore. Because if you look at our elections today, it's a sham. Nigeria, on paper, has a population of more than 200 million people. INEC told us that in that election, we have about somewhere in that region, 90 million registered voters. Out of those 90 million registered voters, how many people, according to INEC, voted for Tinubu? How many voted? If the entire vote was less than 30%. So when you are having less than 30% of our population that are turning up to come and elect whoever it is, that's not an election.
Okay.
The purpose of that election is defeated.
Okay.
And if you look at it, all these people don't score up to about 50% of the registered voters. That's another discussion for another day.
Day.
Yes.
Let's move on. Thank you, sir. I hope you guys are getting everything. My viewers are here and they are leaving comments. Harry Uyime, Ogbede. One thing that is sure, everybody will be served breakfast. Our Bini politicians are failing. We Bini speaking people. Yes, true. Oshomole came to town yesterday. Was it yesterday? APC to jubilate over their stolen victory, and I saw the Edo people chanting and praising them. It's like, yeah, well done for your all the malpractices and all of them. I was taken aback. How do you pay these people who have rigged you out, rigged your voice, your needs out of your state? You know, cheated you. You are waving in solidarity. So, my brother, let's move on. Breakfast that will serve everybody, because there's no APC price in the market and there's no PDP price. They go serve everybody. So there's a short video here. There's so many. Let's talk about this one first.
Now it means if you farm cassava, company they will go they buy everything.
Yes, I will just play maybe 2 minutes out of it because my team is here.
You know, our entertainer.
Please share the program now, the broadcast. And you guys are not sharing, are you? I need many comments. Make this page.
You could add 500,000 for each of them.
Make this page very, very easy.
Like no be do say government get them. Na private company. There is no sector you mention now that Governor Godwin Obaseki has not touched. Okay. We have 5 modular refineries in Nigeria. 2 there, Edo State.
Yeah. What's that they refine?
Diesel and petrochemicals. Edo modular refinery logo.
Yes.
1 day Egboko for Orion. Then we also have 2 cassava to ethanol refineries in Edo State. That is where they refine cassava to turn to alcohol.
Yes. Cassava to turn to alcohol.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For this Benin.
Edo State don't come up from being a civil service state to now being a production state. Okay, when I know say the people where they make Indomie there, Edo State.
I don't even know.
Do feel. They get factory for Ovia.
Where they do Indomie?
Yeah. Where they make cassava flour.
Yeah.
Governor Godwin Obaseki's biggest challenge was that he wanted, or he seemingly wanted, to provide sophisticated solution to a local society. He thought that the Edo that he dreamt of was what was actually ready to carry on. I don't know how to put it. Maybe he felt, or I don't know the vision he created. But at the end of the day, it seems like the solutions he created were too sophisticated for the environment he was governing. And of course, he also had a problem of allowing his fights and battles overshadow his administrative excellence and prowess. It was more of people hearing about the battles and confrontations, the fight he has entered, as against what he was doing. Then thirdly, he thought the people too would understand what development is, and then they would accept it from him, unlike what was regular. So he thought that people would ignore red roof and road tying and concentrate on industrialization, moving the state in education from 20-something to about 2, and sometimes 1, sometimes basically 2, and a couple of other industrialization that he brought into place. Unfortunately, he was offering so much for a people that deserved very little. Unfortunately. And I'm not going to even apologize. I was one of his biggest critics. But I think the man laid a solid foundation. Again, I want you to see this video I'm about to show to you now of somebody who is speaking. Yes, he may be on government payroll talking, but then, of course, he's mentioning names and places so that you can go and verify just in case you want to. I think, as a matter of fact, Obaseki, it would be, what we have done is that whoever comes over and take over the helms of affair in Edo State, the expectations and the vision has been lowered. We have lowered the bar. It means that what the person just needs to do is to tar roads and paint schools. That's all. It's unfortunate. Go ahead and see the video. Oh God.
Honestly, if you read the manifesto before it comes, everything we talk, it does surpass him.
Okay.
So yeah, he has done extremely well. And I'll tell you, and I'll say it anywhere, he's the best governor we've had since 1999.
The best governor we've had since
1999.
Wow.
A true Democrat.
There's no sector you will mention now that Governor Godwin Obaseki has not touched. Okay, I'll tell you something here.
Okay.
We have 5 modular refineries in Nigeria. 2 there, Edo State.
Modular refinery.
Yeah.
What's that they refine?
Diesel and petrochemicals. One day Ologo, Edo Modular Refinery Ologo, makers.
Which
When they
company?
share
Where for sea land?
different companies. You get inside there, we get Saru, we get Sonora.
So for the sake of time, the video is like 9 minutes and we don't want to, sit here all day. So you will understand. Do you guys agree with this man? He said one thing. He said, Obaseki laid so much. And for people, he laid so much for people who were supposed to have little. Like just paint the roof red and build schools and do roads. Do you agree with me, my guest, Mr. Ogbe? Do you agree with that video?
Yes, I agree 100% with that video.
He did so much for people who expected little.
Yes, the area that touches me, especially in that video, is that this is a man who is so sophisticated in his ideas.
Yes.
And the people, the followers, they don't have an idea. They don't understand the concept of this governor. You see, when you are the head of people who are mental dwarf, Lilliputians.
Yeah, mentally,
when you are, it is extremely difficult for these people to understand where you are going. That is the area that touches me more. Because today we have this cliche, Obaseki did not do this, he did not do that. At the end, towards the tail end of Oshomole's era, if I don't want to use his name, the predecessor in office, we saw Okbela cement factory was sold by Oshomole. We saw Obazu sold by Oshomole. But at the end of the 8th year in office of Obaseki, we are beginning to see more and more things that this man has, he has started doing. And we know that government is not a continuum. For those people who are mental dwarf, they will think that just tying roads. I'm not saying that tying roads are not good.
Somebody of his status,
Today,
that's it.
Yeah. You see, this is a man who had foresight.
Yeah, he does.
He has foresight. It was Obaseki that told Nigerians from the onset that this government is printing money. The central government is printing money. If you go to all the stations, because of state capture, they were all against Obaseki. I don't blame. I understand there's propaganda, but we have to understand, someone who understands governance, that you cannot borrow more than a certain fraction of your GDP from the central bank. So let me say this again. They say ways and means. Anywhere in the world you hear any or legislators or any House of Assembly lawmakers, the moment you hear the word ways and means, that means that they are going to their central bank to go and borrow money and print more money and put in circulation. So anytime you hear that word, whether it's in Canada, it's in America, anywhere you hear the word ways and means. So ways and means mean you go to your central bank and say, I need more money in circulation. So if you need more money, fine. But according to IMF, you are not supposed to borrow more than a certain percentage, which Nigeria has surpassed way back. So they were it was Obaseki of all the governors, 36 governors that we have in Nigeria. Obaseki told Nigerians they are printing money.
Thank you.
We saw the inflation that followed.
Yes, and it's killing. And imagine.
Yeah, in primary economics, when you have too much money chasing few goods.
Yes.
So we saw inflation that followed and all that. So Obaseki warned us and said, this is this is a man who has seen the future. He knew exactly where he was going.
Let
me come back to Canada here. When Stephen Harper won election in this country, in Canada, he reformed the society a lot. He had an idea of what he wanted to do. And I will use myself again as one example. Some time ago, I was going to contest to be a student union president of my institution way back then. What did I do? I did not just go out there and sit down and write manifesto. No, I didn't do that. I went around the school. What are the things that my colleagues, because I've always been a member of the Student Representative Council. So you go out there. So these people that claim to be our leaders or so-called, do they really go around our communities to have a dossier of what our people really need? Do they have a dream of what they intend to do and how they want to? Does it correspond? Because I heard Obaseki recently, he was talking about is it 20 or 30 year development plan for Edo. So this is a man who is thinking ahead of 5 years or 1 year or 2 years. But again, you have those mental dwarfs, Lilliputians, they are thinking about how to get some revenue in Edo Ring Road or
that's it.
Or somewhere.
I was coming to that, sir.
So
so we try to wrap up quickly because of our guests. We don't want them to stay too long. Thank you, my viewers. Have you shared? Let's go on a quick break because in one year email. Let's go on a quick break.
Na correct man wey sabi o. Deputy material 1 million yards. He go follow lead us to the promised land. With Aswe Odalu, he sure for us. Forward ever go. If Aswe dey we go prosper. Alagoda we know they go back. Aswe go Odalu for governor. Forward ever go. If I swear we go prosper. Alagoda we know they go back. I swear you go down low for governor. Sure you go for.
Thank you, my viewers. We are back again on the stage. I want to show you a quick video for aftermath of a rigged election. And just one of the thousands, one of them. People, APC wanting to take over while the present government is still on till November the 12th, right? But what we have here is the upside down of with them, because there's no brain, they are bereft of ideas. When a baboon behave, just watch this and then you give me your thoughts. Guys, leave me comments. Oh, Ajibola is here. Hey, welcome to the house. Greetings, sir. Thank you. Share this program, or maybe not fight to share this program. Okay.
What did that woman do? Una know me. I got money stop. Global welfare stop. National Union stop. Government money pay. Good boy. Congratulations. Now for government, how much? Totally. Collect your government money. I will not stop government money, but we will come and speak over the government money because that money is too big. I know they hide my face. My name is Comrade Shaba. A former president driver welfare. A founding father driver. So please, the drivers are being bondage for long. I am not here to say give me money. I must lose my driver for bondage.
So that guy there, he said his name is Comrade Shaba. I think if you don't know him, that's him. The governor is still on. The government of Obaseki expires November 12th. So as we speak, Obaseki still has the the full rights in the state. He's still the CSO. He's still number one. But these guys, Agbero, coming over to take over while he's still sitting. Like, 1 minute thought on that.
Again, okay, let me quickly rush it as quickly as I can. What he did is purely insurrection. It is more or less like a mutiny against the state government. What he did, I'm not surprised. The reason why I'm not surprised is that we saw Philip Shaibu, who got a court judgment in Abuja. It's the same thing. He got a court judgment in Abuja and he came down to Benin City and said he wants to enforce his own judgment. You don't do that. When you win in the court, what you do is that you go to you take the CTC, certified true copy of the judgment. You go to bailiff. You apply for enforcement of judgment. That's the normal procedure. So he came to Benin City and the rest is history. Fine. That tells you that the deputy governor we had in the past is as good as Shaba. I don't see any difference. They won an election yesterday, for example. Today, he says he wants to start. It's never done. They don't understand that there's a constitutional provision for everything that you do. You can't wake up there and just wake up in the morning and say, this is what I think is right. And you have to follow due process, procedures. Obaseki is still the governor of Edo State until 12 noon of November 12th.
When he hands over.
So it is after whoever the governor is takes the oath of office. We all remember David Leon and the case with David Leon and of Bayelsa. A day to David Leon taking the oath of office, something happened. There was a court judgment that was against the INEC declaration. Eventually, he never became governor. So he will go down history as he never swore that oath of office. He was never a governor in Bayelsa State. So,
sir, okay, wrap up and let me ask you this question.
Okay, so what Comrade Shaba did was just insurrection. It's a mutiny against the state, and mutiny should not be tolerated.
Okay. But I know that you can't do this under their principal, Comrade Adams or Shomole. You cannot do this. He will have you in prison. He will have you incarcerated if you try this. You know. So my question. Okay, continue, sir.
Okay. Again, when you look at the Oshomole in his when he was governor of Edo State, we saw how he went to Benin Airport. Governor, he went there by himself, closed down the airport. He goes to banks in Benin City, close them up. So that was part of I spoke about brigandage.
Ridicule that lady in the
school. So
told the other one to go and die.
Yeah, you see, that's a governor. He goes to the classroom and tell the teacher, "Oh, you spell this, you do that."
My Benya, you don't do that. How many times did Obaseki do that nonsense?
You.
So, and he doesn't want to know. So if you're better than him, it becomes a problem.
Yes.
So my question for you, Mr. Ube, do you believe, this is what I believe. Okay, so let me say what I believe, that when there is a discrepancy or when there's the problem with election and all these varying results, that the person INEC selected should not be sworn in until the case is done at the Supreme Court. So they wrap it up quickly to make sure that before that date, they do it.
Yeah. See,
do you believe that it shouldn't be? They shouldn't be sworn in until after the final Supreme Court.
Okay. This is part of what every CSO, civil society organizations, this is what have been going on. Trying to let Nigeria, look at our governor, when you look at our senators or lawmakers and all that, because they know that if they make good laws, it becomes extremely difficult for them to go and contest election and win. That's why they are delaying in making these laws. Because if you go to Kenya, for example, Kenya creates a window where all the litigations will be done over with before eventually that individual is sworn in. But in the case of Nigeria, you see that somebody wins election within a very short period of time. the person is sworn in. Remember, before Tinubu was sworn in, there were some this investigative journalist. His name is David Hundeyin. David Hundeyin was going to get some paperwork from the court, District Court of Illinois. A day to, we saw our Supreme Court. They quickly, hurriedly brought everybody together and said today is judgment, because they didn't want the findings of FBI in America to have a direct influence on our
elections.
Yes. So that's exactly what happened. So I think INEC and our politicians are still trying to run hectare-scatter, trying to provide coverage for themselves. But I think the Nigerian people are very smart. They are intelligent, and they understand that what we have now is not sustainable.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, House. Leave me questions or your thoughts. We want to hear from you. I do pick up some comments here. Sonny said some of our dishonest, corrupt, unpatriotic, uncivilized palace chiefs, Oshomole, INEC, the IGP of police, Tinubu, Emilokan, APC just robbed and stole our collective mandate for Dr. Aswe Ihudalo. Who agrees? I do. I do, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, my dear, moving on. That's a known fact. It's a given. Yes, there's a known fact. So there's no two ways about it, except they just decide to be dead on arrival, you know. So look at this video, and I think it was 1 second video. You just read the heading. That is this INEC select governor. Okay. If you didn't get it, I'll put it back. I didn't want to put this there. So there was another video again, which I didn't get to put here, where they went to Tinubu and knelt down. They were all kneeling as if they're kneeling before their God and thanking him for a successful rigging or successful whatever election. So do you have any thoughts on that? Because he was kneeling down with all these godfathers around him. Edo, any thoughts on that, sir, before we move to
it's only in our country that a politician will tell you, I will give you this. What that means is that your votes don't count.
Okay.
When they tell you, Tinubu is saying, I will give you Edo State, you cannot vote in Edo State. Even if you vote in Edo State, you have only one vote. So if you have only one vote, and you are coming to tell the Edo people, I will give you. So that tells you that that's the reason why we have people like Onoha, yes, and we saw this APC stalwart who eventually overnight they became INEC officials and they were drafted to Edo. We saw the police commissioner that was taken away from Edo and they brought in their own, and many more. So it's only in our Nigeria that we can we see things like that. Then on Okbebolo and then they also are kneeling before the president.
Godfathers.
I think first of all, when somebody does not know his right,
it's a problem.
It's a big problem. When you don't know your right, ignorance is not an excuse. So these are, I use that word again. I used it before. I will say it again. When you have people who are mental dwarf, we have Edo State is a subnational. Mm-hmm. Our state is a subnational. So we are the people. All the subnationals, they make up the entire country. I understand now that we say we are a federal government of Nigeria on paper. The fact remains that we are practicing a unitary system. That is why all these things are possible. We don't practice a federal system of government. Nope. Because if Okbebolo knows the power in the office of the governor of Edo State, you don't kneel down for any human being. Because you are co-equals. So when you see, again, if you don't know your right, so you go out there, you go and kneel down, and even if they rig the election for you, they should respect that office, that position, the office of the governor of Edo State. So these people really, because I heard someone just wrote a comment about traditional rulers and all that. These are people, mental dwarf. First of all, I guess he doesn't understand that the governor becomes.
Is it the one Sonny wrote?
Yeah. So
okay.
I
can put it on the screen for you.
Okay.
Is it this one?
Yes. I'm patriotic. Yeah. So they don't understand that the office of the governor is the number one citizen of the state. So because he's the number one citizen of the state, he holds sway over everyone in the state, irrespective of the position you hold as a traditional ruler in your state, and not Edo State only, in the entire country. So you have to know your right, so that you can live within. It's like, let me say one thing in Edo land with my language. It says, Abiogieka Aiti or Wuhan. So if you take that and put it on top of where we are today, in terms of government, you don't go to Lagos and go and kneel down. For who? For the president, for rigging the election. That's absolutely, he doesn't know his position. So we've seen SL Akintola and Degoke Adelabu and the issue with Obafemi Awolowo in the Old Western region and all that. There are some of these people, they do know they are right. They go out there and say, hey, I'm the governor of this state, I'm the governor of this state. We are a subnational. Yeah. So under normal circumstances, they command respect. Yes. Yes, the charisma is there. Honor. Yes. Okay. Let me quickly just put something here. Yeah, let me quickly put something here. You see, because when you talk about this devolution of power, Obaseki is a man that has a lot of foresight. When he was building Ocean power plant, he never knew that power was going to be taken out of the exclusive list. But eventually, when it was taken out of exclusive list, now the Edo people, we enjoy that's vision. Someone who saw the future. He thinks ahead. He forges ahead. Exactly. So now it's been taken out of exclusive. No, he forges ahead. This is the guy that we have to hold dearly. He forges, and this is the reason we campaign and vie for Aswe. I talk for myself and this group. You know, he sees, he has insight. Exactly. He sees into tomorrow where he started signing MOUs that APC brought as a pain, like a cost. Hey, MOU governor. Yes. Let me speak to yes. Let me quickly use this MOU. You can't do any business. You can't have any business partners. Exactly. Let me speak to my Edo people here and the entire Nigerians, especially APC people who says that Obaseki is an MOU. What is the meaning of MOU? Memorandum of Understanding. Because there were no clear-cut definition in the Memorandum of Understanding between Governor, was it Bikule Amosun of Ondo State? Sorry, yeah, of Ogun State. I think it was Bikule. Yeah, it was Bikule Amosun who signed that. He didn't understand it, and it was not well done. That's the reason why we had our presidential fleet seized by the Chinese company in England. And they even wrote already to the Canadian government that the one that was done by Bombardier here, they also want to confiscate it because that MOU was nowhere spelled out. So I want to advise everybody, irrespective of whether you are APC, PDP, as far as you are a Nigerian, before you go into any business, please go out there, have a clear-cut understanding. Yes, clear-cut understanding, which is memorandum of understanding. Don't go out there and just go and start doing something. Thank you, Mr. Guber, for your thoughts. Francis Edosoma, thank you, Daddy. Well, the project Oga desperately wants is never underestimate the collective power of idiots, as they can even elect each other as leaders. I agree. Do you agree? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Welcome, Papa. Welcome. Please share the video. MOU governor. But Monte said he was going to bring businesses to those states after so much coaching.
And we now ask Monday, how are you going to bring the business down? Because a government of a state cannot do everything, just like the federal government or the whatever local government. You have to sign these agreements with international partners, like all these things that Obaseki have laid down. MOUs, Ozioma power plant, the modular refinery, every other thing. There is a Radisson hotel in progress. I think about 170 rooms. Please, I stand to be corrected, but it's in progress right now. It's huge. It's massive. It's MOU. He's not the only one doing it. He has a share. The state has a share in it. They are all shareholders. So if you don't do MOU, you can't do business. So APC, open your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth to listen and get the information. Please like this video and share. So just one last
MOU.
Yes.
MOU. The hospital Shomole was building. He built it for 8 years, and there were no. Yeah. So
what about the Waterstone project?
That is part of that is because there was no memorandum of understanding. Because if you have a memorandum of understanding, this hospital is going to be built from this date to this date. It will be part of your memorandum of understanding. You cannot build it till they die. That it continues with no start date and end date. So that's a good example that Oshomole was building a hospital for about 8 years, and at the end of the 8th year, there were no equipment. He called the then president to come and he came to commission it. Equipment were brought from Stella Obasanjo, and they used it, and at the end of the day, it was returned back. So when you don't have MOU, that's exactly what we get. So you have a never-ending project.
Haphazard.
Yes.
But like Obaseki, he's that's why we wanted Asue to just take off from take the baton from him. Take off. Our way here. But unfortunately, the Edo people, some of our people, I don't think they understand the meaning of a visionary leader. Because there is no appreciation. So there's this talk going around. The election of Saturday is a referendum. And the Edo people came out solidly to tell Obaseki that he delivered bad governance, and they are not happy. The palace is not happy. Do you agree? Because it's a long write-up. I didn't want to bring it here, but I know that you've seen it. If not, I'll send it to you. Do you agree that because the result is already like flawed, the election process was flawed, but they are now saying it's a referendum, it's to tell Obaseki that he didn't do well. So who is at loss? Is it Obaseki or the Edo people, Edo state people? Not just Bini, Esako, Edo, Afema, Edo state people. Who is at loss? Is it Obaseki? Is it the Edo state people? Because Monday is a puppet already. You see him bowing to the godfathers. Then Agbero taking over the IGRO for the transport, whatever. How will Monday put these monies together to pay civil servants, to continue with pensioners, to continue with the state's expenses, when all these vultures, their mouths are opened? Sir, your thoughts?
Yeah. I want to.
Sorry, my question was long.
It's okay. Let us have some humor.
Yeah.
I think it was the Second Republic. That's the time of Governor Ambusali. Then we were Bender State. So we had one honorable Iweri Ogene. So they were debating about, usually when you have you put up your bill together, you cons and act, you sign it into law and all that. So that's the process. So Honorable Iweri Ogene, because of the fact that he was not that educated, So they come to the parliament today. They are talking about bills. Tomorrow is about bills. So he got up one day and said, "Why ne pasa?" Why we be? Why ne pasa? That was then. It was Benson Alegbe. That was the. He was the speaker of the then Bender State House of Assembly. Honorable Willie was suspended for, sounding like that. So, what I'm trying to use that to, because somebody was just writing here about these people. Who is the loser here? When you have people who are educated,
who is at loss?
Yeah, when you have people who are educated, when you have people who could not debate, who could not come forward with ideas about how to move the state forward, they are coming to tell you where I ne pasa. When you have them everywhere around you, when you have people who just want to go to Ring Road and collect this, collect that, collect that. So when you put all these mental dwarf, you put all of them together, who are the losers here? So we, the Edo State people, we are losing because Obaseki raised the bar of leadership. That is what our political parties have not been able to do across board. Because part of the main reasons why we have political party is to be able to recruit good leaders. Unfortunately, in today's Nigeria, look at the leaders that we are raising. We are raising someone who is saying off the mic. We saw somebody putting dollars into his pocket. He becomes a chairman of a political party. These are our leaders.
CJN.
Then we saw somebody.
CJN.
Yeah. So someone who was fourth in an election became first. Then at the end, that person becomes the governor, and that's the new CJ.
He was banned from entering the US.
Exactly. When you look at our environment, who do you see? The lady who branded rice that was made for poor people, put her name on it for birthday, was given a position by this government. So when you come to our state, let's not go too far. When you come to our state, we see the Oshomoles. Oshomole does not have the mental capacity. It does not have the mental capacity. Oshomole, to be a local government councillor, I mean, that would be too much for him. We saw how the Ministry of Education was burnt down. It was not coincidence.
They asked him about his primary 6 certificate.
Exactly. We saw then eventually the Ministry of Education was burnt down. So when who are the losers when we begin to see these people?
That's my question.
People are going through that referendum that you said. Do you know that there are two classes of people, illiterate, so to say. I don't have anything against them. There are some who will come to you and say, you don't have to be an illiterate. Yes, even if you are an illiterate, you have good ideas. It doesn't matter. That's one. There are some. If you say one, well, no. Two, no. But it's not.
Not the brandy when you. That's
exactly. So because of time, then let me go to referendum on the APC. It cannot be a referendum. These are all propagandas. There will be no referendum. People are hungry in Nigeria.
Okay.
Before this government came to power, rice was about 40 something. In the time of Jonathan, if we went back to 2015,
$1 was.
Dollar was about 199. As I remember, 2015, I went to Sterling Bank in Benin City. I saw that their board and all. Dollar was 199. So a bag of rice was about around 10,000. That margin depends on the brand that you are buying. So there was one American presidential candidate who said, "Are you better off today?" So if you are better off today, then vote the old ones. But if you are not better off today, then you have to think about change. So if they are saying it's a referendum on what? What are they doing referendum
on? They wanted to tell him that he did not deliver good governance.
That's
he was the enemy of the people. He was the enemy of the palace. He was the enemy of the state. Blah, blah.
Who's the enemy of the palace? For our own revered Oba, you go to the Oba's palace and you'll be lying against him right in front of him?
I am telling you.
That has never happened in our kingdom. Then you go to, I mean, that's something that has never happened in our kingdom. Today, if you go to Benin City, your viewers, please go to Benin City and see that light that is coming from Oshomo. He went straight to Oba Palace.
24/7, uninterrupted.
Yeah. So the Oba is enjoying that. So even the Oshomole that was kneeling down in front of our Oba, he was kneeling down in front of our Oba. I'm very sure that he was, at that time, he enjoyed the light that was provided by Obaseki. In the I know we are not talking about Buhari here. Look around yourself and say, what, as a leader, these are things that you want. When people look around themselves and say, okay, fine, is there anything that I'm enjoying in this house now that is from this government? One thing that PDP did for Nigerians, you go out there, I remember at a certain time in Nigeria, those people coming from the east, the Igbos, they come and they put money in bags and come to Lagos to buy something. When there's an accident, you see money on the side of the road and stuff like that. OBJ came and he stopped all that. So ever since then, what improvement have we seen in our society? When you are talking about referendum, if Nigeria were to go back to 2015, all Nigerians will be happy. But unfortunately, it's not going to come. Okpebolo cannot pay 70,000 minimum wage. With
all these motions around him,
so he cannot pay 70,000 minimum wage. We are going to see pensioners go back.
They are still wondering where Obaseki got that money from.
Exactly.
Yes, they are still like one amigo. No, he doesn't print money, but because he did not divert your money, he was able to put it together and make the state better.
Yeah. So it's not a
thank
referendum.
you, my brother. Thank you. It's not a referendum because it was a rigged election. Edo State people, majority of us came out to put our vote for Asue to elect Asue because we want progress. But it's just that I don't know why the evil voices, they are louder. They suppress the good ones. This is what happened. And with the vote buying, INEC collaboration, the IGP and Tinubu, what else do you expect? Everybody against one man. So my last question, last but not the least, because I don't want us to stay too long.
Okay.
Asue wants to go to court, or he's putting his papers together to go to court. Now, we've seen in the past, especially the 2023 elections, presidential elections, that Asue was Obi spent all his resources, his time, energy, and all of that money, and at the end of the day, they trashed it. They delivered the judgment for Tinubu because of corruption. Tinubu bought Nigeria. Is there any hope? Because I just want you to give me some. Is there any hope that Asue will get? I know he's a lawyer, a very fine one at that. But is there any hope that Asue, his own judiciary, there will be justice? Is there any hope for justice? Because I don't believe. Everywhere is tight, crooked.
Okay.
My viewers, can you put me comments if you believe that Asue will get justice in courts?
First of all, let me quickly tell you what has happened between Monday or thereabout till now in Benin City. When Abiola said he wants peace in Nigeria, he also explained it. He said he does not want the peace of the graveyard. The peace that we have seen from Monday till today.
Peace of the
graveyard.
Graveyard. Okay.
Yes. He said that's not what he wanted. So the peace that has been in Edo State from Monday till this moment is the peace of the graveyard.
No, yeah.
That's exactly what we saw. So that's not the kind of peace that we want to enjoy. When people go out there, they are mourning. When they are mourning, everywhere is quiet, and you say that is peace, that is not peace. We saw some few celebrations out there. No. Again, I don't encourage it. I don't take side with that. Have you observed that in the era of military government, once they overthrow a bad leader, people jump into the streets of Nigeria and they will jubilate. If Asue Ighodalo won, if he was declared the winner, we would have seen a lot of people jubilating in the streets of Benin City.
If you want free and fair, on a free and
Yes,
fair
yes.
ground.
And hopefully, the day Aswe Ighodalo will be turned, where the elections will be given back to him, you will see what will happen in the streets of Benin. Then those people who are mourning now, they go out there and jubilate. That's on one side. Then you're talking about if there is hope. I think I want to say that yes, there's a little glimmer of hope, because if you look at the antecedent of our judiciary, there's a little glimmer of hope. But since this president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came to power, we are beginning to see a new Nigeria that is sliding towards dictatorial
a unitary system. Tinubu is a tyrant.
Yeah, so Nigeria is sliding into a dictatorial tendencies in Nigeria. So yes, there's a glimmer of hope.
Really?
If Aswe goes to court with all this overwhelming evidence, Yaga Africa and other CSO in Nigeria.
I'm interjecting. You continue. You said there's a glimmer of hope. Overwhelming evidence. Eminobi Fiore, was it not overwhelming?
Yes, it was that of Obi. It was just
let me
about.
pluralize it. Were they not overwhelming? The evidences were like huge.
Yeah, the evidence was overwhelming, but one sentence was able to put that away, and that sentence is that beavers did not work.
Okay.
Of everything they said. So and remember, I wanted to talk to Apostle Uyinosa. What I wanted to tell them is that if they can, I don't know who have those people who are in touch with them, to let them go to court and first of all tell INEC, do not reformat your beavers, because INEC quickly reformatted their beavers that they used in conducting that presidential election, and INEC said they were going to use it for House of House of Rep or governorship or something.
Yeah.
So what they did was that they quickly cleaned it up. So now you don't have evidence. They are the one that is to provide you with all this information. But in this case, Aswe and his team, they have a lot of overwhelming evidence in terms of Form EC8A.
Okay.
Obi never had that across the entire country. So if they were going to gather all those things at that time, because he never had a lot of agents everywhere.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
We're just standing, but I'm obedient.
Yes. In the case of Aswe Ighodalo, from EC8A, that's where this election starts. That's where election starts from. Okay. And I don't think INEC is having enough reason to tell us now that they want to reformat the beavers. So the evidence will be there. Like all these from EC8A, like the ones you.
And if they do, what we are reformatted, what here we are.
Okay, if they reformat it, I really didn't want to talk about the technicality. Remember, PVC of Modukwewolo, different date of birth. The forms he filled at INEC, different date of birth. The one on his wife certificate, different date of birth. Let us all not forget too quick that on Friday last week, not yesterday, Friday last week, a court already had told Modukwewolo that he was not qualified to contest that election.
They're in appeal court right now.
Good. So now there's already, and again, if not because we are in Nigeria, if you get judgment in court of first instance and you begin to appeal against it, it's an uphill task, especially when there's merit in what you are doing. So let us not forget that in terms of technicalities, if the court if Aswe wants to go the technical way, and that's what happened in Bayelsa, because that deputy governor had different date of birth. So, and let us also not forget one thing, that when Supreme Court, when they make judgment, it becomes law. So when you juxtapose this against that of the Lion and the current governor of Bayelsa State.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when you just up, it's the same thing.
Okay.
So it's just the same problem they are having in Rivers State now. We've had people defect in the past, and Supreme Court has ruled on it, saying that if you defect, the political party is the vehicle that you use in reaching your office. So I don't know how the Supreme Court in Nigeria will go back again and reverse themselves and say, in the case, because I know those lawyers will be using it as like a case study and say, oh, in the case of Bayelsa, we saw this man with different date of birth in INEC, in the papers that he presented to INEC. So if it is read here, so it should also be read in this case. Okay. So there's issue of technicalities, and there's also the issue of merit of the case.
Okay. Wese, thank you. We've come to the end of this program, and I think my viewers, you all enjoyed and understand my guests. This is the very end. I don't want us to stay too long here. Terry, let's hope so. You never say never. Thank you. Give me hope. I'm supposed to give you guys hope, but from what I've seen, what is on ground, the Tinubu era, which is the tyranny. Okay, I have hope. Okay, let me have just keep giving me hope, and then praying that this will change the narrative for that we have on ground right now. I want to say thank you to all my viewers here. Thank you so much, Mr. Guber.
Thank you
remain
very much.
My very valuable comrade.
Thank you so much.
We will keep bringing you here because they keep asking for you. Let him come and tell us what is going on. We want to know. I say, okay, I will bring him. Okay, so you see us again soonest. Days, I don't know, but you see us soonest as the election matter progresses. So we'll be going along with what is on ground. Thank you, everybody. Edegbe, I see you. Terry, I see you. Baba Anthony Ajibola, thank you. I doff my hat. Sonny Demi, thank you for coming on. Daddy Osao Moragbo, thank you. Unity Ororo. When there's no democracy in Nigeria yet, you got it. Wese Francis Adoso, and thank you, Baba. I see you. Ogbede, I see you. Terry David. Waya Wese. Omo, Waya Wabuma. Now you can't hear now. If you didn't hear your name, I still love you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ogbe. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let you go now.
God bless you.
And I'll bring you back again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Share the program.
All right.
God bless you, sir. God bless you. So my people, una don't hear waiting. My guests talk today. Not be smart, we are praying for hope, that what happened in 2023 will not happen again, will not repeat itself. But we are not baboons. We are not animals. We can't be ruled like this. Instead of, this is 2024, instead of us going forward, we are retrogressing. Not even 1 year, 2 years. We are in like 50 years. Even when animals behave, King Kong. When they have things like this, I think they're gonna do better than us. Corruption is evil. It eats deep into the souls of men. It changes everything that's supposed to be good and makes it wrong. Corruption is evil. So the foundation we are laying down today is going to meet our generations tomorrow. I keep saying it, madam. No, I am not being paid. It's my state. So it's very personal for me. I want this state to get better. I've said this severally on my show, on my broadcast. A governor or any state governor of Ireva, the leader of Ireva, if I can drive on good road, I am happy. That is payment. If I can sleep with my 2 eyes closed like this, that is payment for me. If I can put on my light 24/7 uninterrupted, that is payment for me, telling me there's good governance. If I can go to school uninterrupted without strike, that is payment for me. If I can invest in my community, in businesses and all of that, going forward, that is payment for me. Meaning there's a good there's a playing level level playing ground for me to do my businesses. That is payment for me. Meaning you have good governance. Area where they will but you will know the dividends of democracy, the dividends of good governance. How? Good road, good school, good healthcare, good water, social amenities available. You can do businesses without interruption, pay your taxes. You won't have anybody to trouble you. That is payment for me. Or mommy, when you have deal my purse and come and put millions. No, that's not what I understand by payment. But sadly, the APC group who have tamed Obaseki, enemy of the people, and they don't regard this as payment for them. They all they want is for me and my family. For me and my family. Okay, if you and your family, just look at all the vultures around Monday right now. So if Monday begin to answer to his Oga, Godfather, Godmother, Godson, Godsister, Godbrother, God uncle, Mona finish the statement for me. If Monday begins to answer to these people, don't you think the state money would have finished? The state money would have traveled, and then you have nothing else to pay pensioners, to pay workers, to service the state. We are in trouble. The vultures around him are too many. And number two, he's a puppet. He needs coaching on top of coaching. He's bereft of ideas. APC, bereft of ideas. Even the ones that have ideas before you are Monday is intellectually barren. He's a misfit for a governor. Personally, I don't hate him, but Obaseki has laid a foundation, a solid foundation. So the person taking over from him is supposed to go with that same level. It doesn't have to be PDP. Anyone that wins free and fair can go. He didn't win. They stole the people's mandate. So this is my concern. So, my dear brothers and sisters, some may not agree, some may agree. I will always stand on the side of the truth forever. It doesn't matter whose horse is gold. It doesn't matter whose horse is gold. I will stand by the truth. I will stand by the truth. Albert Einstein said in his quote, one of his favorite quotes that I know, the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who sit and watch without doing anything. The world we are in now will not be destroyed by those people who do evil, but by those who sit and watch while evil just go all over. Evil takes over the state. So people who have decided to sit on the fence without saying anything, not concern me now, your state, it concern you. I'm over here, not here, board, and board you back. Nor ye kita move here and bear. Nor you win a obwe, obwe, nor you go over. Nor ye key over. Nor here your business over. I'm over here. No very school, no more poji. I remember then we used to check to school. Yes, in my check to this school. We used to check us where the mamuji can make bell baby all away. So nobody right now we are suffering under APC government from the top. Oga at the top. The tyrant at the top is suffering us. T-Pain. Tinubu. The gari you buy from the market, I have never heard anybody say they put APC price and PDP price. Okay? There's no price like that, APC and PDP price. What you buy at the market is the same with what I buy. When you go to the gas station, the filling station, when they are pumping it in APC price and PDP price. So everybody needs to suffer. We want good governance. We are crying for good governance. And we pray that Aswe gets his mandate back. Even without me not having a lot of hope. You guys are the one giving me hopes right now. Thank you. Nigeria has been captured. And this is obviously a state capture by Tinubu. INEC, IGP, every other person involved. Oshomole, This is a state capture. So I want you guys to keep doing the needful. Support what is right. Because when you stand on the part of wrong today, because of what you want to eat, stomach infrastructure, tomorrow you have nothing to tell your generation. You will be a failure, a misfit. They will ask you, Mom, Dad, what did you do? At least these videos will come out and my children's children will see what I did. I spoke. Lend your voice. I didn't say carry gun. I don't have gun. Lend your voice. Speak out. Wow. But say, thank you for coming. I don't want to keep you here. Let's enjoy this music before we zoom to our different destination. I have so many videos, but you know what? I'll come back again to show you these videos. The time too short. I know they like keeping them for 2 hours. Even if some of my people, they tell me, say, Madam, no, they hurry. I have to. You know, I am very considerate. Okay. Enjoy.
PDP. Oh, yes. If we not be men we sabi, we no go vote any other person. We no go vote. If we not be PDP, we no go vote any other party. We no go vote. That's why you go down low, man we sabi. Your kata of them all. Now him go lead us to the promised land. That's why you go down low for governor. Okay, na correct man we sabi. Deputy material 1 million yards. He go follow lead us to the promised land. With Aswe Odalu, he sure for us. Forward ever you go. If Aswe there we go prosper. Alagoda we know they go back. Aswe Odalu for governor. Forward ever you go. Mama, if Aswe there we go prosper. Alagoda we know they go back. I swear you go down low for governor. Sure you go vote for PDP. Oh yes. PDP. Oh yes. Vote you go down low. Oh yes. For integrity. Oh yes. Business go better. Oh yes. Go put food on table. Oh yes. You go better mama. Oh yes. You go better papa. Oh yes. You go better pikin. Oh yes. For better road. Oh yes. Forward ever. If I swear.
Thank you, my people. Thank you. Make I remind you, not be Obaseki go suffer. I do people. He was a made man before he came to Benin, to Edo State. I will say Benin, please correct me. To Edo State to come and rule as a governor. He was a made man. I swear to made man. It's not the money. They wanted to do something to uplift our people. So not be them go suffer. All of now they tell say we don't show our pepper. Well, that's what I mean by referendum. We don't show our pepper. We don't show our pepper. We don't show our pepper. Not being go suffer. Now we in where 2 elephants have been on top. Oh, also fire. Now we now go suffer now. So make I tell you now. Not be Obaseki go suffer. He don't do it own. He don't do it own. He was a very, very good Democrat. A sound one at that. He came to make your problems lighter, even if he was not able to solve it. Because I won't set to solve a problem here. He tried. He did his best. And that's why I was going to take the baton from him and continue. So, now we know man because of your direct stomach anywhere below face. And some people said no go get the money. You must have dabbled into it now. You are using it. Imagine what say 4 years. Yes, sir. So if you don't do what is right, it's left to you. Thank you. I always say, I will come back. I know people are asking me, Mama, when are you coming back? I will come back. Let me see if I have any last statements here. Oni wrote me, Daddy. Yes, Mommy's carbon copy. I not go argue. This face where I carry from Mama, so Mona call people too. Then we're telling do answer if not, you face now. You can't be telling it. You know, if face now, be bambuki and I face game and I why you go bana wala. Why do me why do I go? You know, pay me. I mean, I pay me. Una well done. Una bye bye. Yo, God bless you. God bless you all. God bless you. If you don't want me to leave, I'll play you another music here. Nigeria, I don't know where we they go. Awese o, waya wese.
You either love it or lose it forever. Nigeria is now never. You rather love it and keep it forever. Freedom is now never. We either win it.
I beg. I just come back. Imagine many likes him and allow one way pointed liking you. Like the video. Like the video, Imagine likes. It's not that much. I only see about a few likes here. Oh yeah, give me likes. I don't sit down since now. Make that one be my payment. At least. Madam know they get money, more than they like her video. No. Oh yeah, do the needful. What I say? Thank you.
Africa is now under. You either win it or lose it forever. Africa is now under. We rather win it and keep it for good. Nigeria is now under. You either love it or leave it forever.